For many people, it's unimaginable to go even a few hours without the internet. But what would happen if the internet suddenly stopped working? That's the question we'll be answering in today's video. As we increasingly rely on the internet, it becomes harder to imagine life without it. How much can you accomplish today that isn't in some way connected to the services the internet provides? It seems humanity has never been more dependent on a single artificial creation, one that has permeated every aspect of civilization in such a short time. Are we risking too much if the internet were to disappear one day? What would happen to the countless professions tied to the internet? And how could such a thing even occur? The internet isn't a single machine. It's a network made up of other computer networks that span the globe through cables connecting continents under the ocean and through space via satellites. As the internet grew, so did our dependence on it. When you use your computer to contact another machine on the internet, the data can take one of millions of possible paths. Every time you download a file, it arrives on your device in electronic data packets that travel across the internet. Not all packets take the same route. Traffic routes are dynamic. If one connection is damaged or down, the data can follow a different path to reach your device. This makes the internet a reliable communication resource. Even if one part of the internet were to go down due to a natural disaster or nuclear attack, other parts could remain functional. Although all the data stored on machines affected by the disaster could be lost, the internet itself would persist. It's nearly impossible to imagine a set of circumstances that could cause the complete collapse of the internet. Such an event would require destruction on such a scale that losing the internet would be the least of our worries. But what if the internet did disappear? How would that impact us? Would our lives change drastically, or would we quickly adapt, relying on older forms of communication? Some countries would feel the impact more than others. Developed countries would face severe economic crises as entire industries either disappeared or struggled to survive after devastating losses. Other countries, less present on the internet, might not feel the direct effects of the collapse, but they would still suffer due to decreased trade and aid from other connected nations. Very few businesses would remain unaffected by the collapse of the internet. The internet has become ubiquitous in business. The consequences would likely be the primary crisis that governments worldwide would face if the internet failed, but that would be just one of the problems. As the internet has become more pervasive, countries have used it to gather intelligence and spy on each other. Losing the internet would be a massive blow to intelligence agencies, and information sharing would become slow and difficult. Some governments might react hastily in such a situation. It's impossible to predict how every government would react, but it's easy to imagine a chain of events that could escalate into conflict. A total collapse of the internet is almost impossible. The internet isn't a magical box with an on-off switch, nor is it a physical thing. It's a collection of physical things, and it's constantly changing. Machines are always joining or leaving the internet. It's possible for parts of the internet to go offline, which actually happens all the time. Whether it's a specific server crashing and needing a reboot or replacement, or an undersea cable being snagged by an anchor, it's all temporary. All in all, there's no magical red button, and no person, country, or institution is powerful enough to set humanity back 30 years with the flick of a switch. And finally, a question: can you imagine life without the internet? Leave your answers in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.